From the KDLM studios in Detroit Lakes, it's Hodge Podge with Carol McCarthy, presented by Partnership for Health, and now airing on TV3.
And we're entering 9 o'clock with a new special series on Hodge Podge featuring Becker County Energize. And today on Hodge Podge, I want to welcome Karen Pfeiffer and Ryan Hill. And they are going to kick us off in the series. And first off, we want to talk about who you are for the organization, working with the organization of Becker County Energized, learn a little bit more about the organization as well. So first off, let's start with Karen and just share who you are and let us learn a little bit more about yourself.
You bet. My name is Karen Pfeiffer. I am the West Community Health Manager for Essentia Health. So I serve Detroit Lakes along with our other hospitals across our west central Minnesota, and I lead Becker County Energize as part of that role.
All right, and we also have Ryan Hill on the line from Essentia. And Ryan, please introduce yourself.
Good morning, Carol. Yeah, Ryan Hill. I've been with Essentia Health for 15 years. And most recently have moved into an interim vice president of operations role, working with our teams across Essentia Health St. Mary's. That includes our operations in Detroit Lakes here, as well as some of our area clinics as well. Thanks for having us this morning.
Yes, thanks for coming on. And of course, this is a special series, and we will be doing this for about 13 weeks here on KDLM every Tuesday from 9 to 9:15, learning about what Becker County Energize is doing in our community, and it's a lot. And I want Karen maybe to explain a little bit about what exactly Becker County Energize is.
Yeah. So Becker County Energize is really a movement. We wanted to give it a name, but it's really about people working together to create a healthier community.
All right. And who is behind it and what is the goal?
Yeah, so, and Karen can talk a little more about this as well, but Becker County Energize was launched in 2015 as an initiative of Essentia Health to serve our community, and it's led by Karen as our community health manager, and in part comes out of our community health needs assessment, also known as a CHNA. A community health needs assessment is really a research project that's performed by not-for-profit hospitals across the country, and identifies what our largest gaps in healthcare are in the community. Hopefully you can still hear me okay here. And our latest community health needs assessment identified mental well-being, substance abuse, and access to child care as the top identified needs in our community. And I'll let Karen talk more about that.
Yeah. Really, yeah, the goal is, like Ryan said, to improve health of the community. There's so many different things that we can focus on. So we do use a research-based approach to identify those top 3 priorities, like he mentioned. And in order to accomplish that, it's really about community collaboration. So we have over 40 organizations that are actively working together. We use volunteers, so community partners, leaders, people who have a passion. And there's over 200 people involved in the different projects that we have going on in different communities. And we plan to continue to make progress in addressing the needs assessment priorities, really to inspire and engage people so that we can create healthy communities, and to strive to make Becker County really the healthiest place to live, work, and play.
All right. Can you talk a little bit about what the action looks like? You've kind of created this whole mission statement, and of course people like to see action taking place. So tell us a little bit about maybe some specific examples.
Yeah, for sure. So people working together to create a healthier community, it really means that we're all part of a team. And we want to pull anybody who's willing to get in the game. We need to collaborate with others to create the future we want for ourselves, our children, our grandchildren. And so it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, race, gender, culture, income, location, any of those things, we would love to pull you in to participate. And really some of the actions, and I can go into more detail, are about developing things around health and well-being. And so we'll talk about what that looks like here. So a couple of quick examples would be that as mental health is a priority, one of the things that the group decided they needed to do was really work on changing the stigma of mental well-being. And Erica Gilsdorf came forward and had an idea about the Inside Out project, is what it was named, and really wanted to share first-person testimony through a video series about what people really experience and what that's like for them, and then pair it with testimony from a mental health professional that talks about signs, symptoms, treatment options, and advice and information for caregivers and people that suffer with that illness. We launched that series in 2019. There's about 200 people that attended the kickoff event. The series was very well received by the community. Thousands of views, comments. It is being replicated in other communities because of the success. And we are continuing to build on that series here in 2020, which we'll let you know in the near future what that looks like.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. One of the other projects is, as we identify top priorities, we also need to look at who is most vulnerable or powerless, or where is it that people are experiencing the greatest disparities? Because we know that health and well-being doesn't mean that we all have access to the same resources to achieve that. And so one of the areas that we focused on is on the community of Frazee. There is recognition that's specific to mental well-being, that students in the Frazee school experience higher rates of depression, hopelessness, suicidality than any of the other school districts. And so over the past year, we have spent a significant amount of time building a steering committee, which became the Cornerstone organization, hosting listening sessions with grants from West Central Initiative to really bring people from that community together to identify what it is that they think would need to be needed to improve their own health and well-being. We also worked with over 41 students through the summer. And so some of the things that they came up with were that they wanted Frisbee golf. So we worked with the city and we were able to install that at the Lions Park. A lot of the youth really expressed that they love arts programming and would like to do more of that. And so we set up an after-school free arts program through Becker County 4-H that has been serving the students through the year before COVID. It really brought some people together around wanting more community art to brighten up the community and really improve just that feeling of being proud. And so Hearts for the Arts is a new committee that was established, and they are planning, which was supposed to kick off, but is being delayed, multiple community murals and projects for our community. The EDA worked on setting up downtown pop-up shops on the empty lot and improving food access through that. There's new trail and park developments. The Heartland Trail is coming through Frazee. There's a new park development just on the outskirts. The City Council passed the local tobacco 21 policy that aligns with federal, and they had started working on that before the federal policy passed. We're working on a partnership with the school that would improve resources to mental well-being for students and provide other resources that would help the school to make kids healthier, and are working on developing a new community youth center. And so just the listening to the people in the community and bringing them together has brought a lot of change and a lot of passion and inspiration to one small area.
Right. All right. I'm on the line this morning with Karen Pfeiffer and Ryan Hill, and they're working with Becker County Energize. We're learning more about Becker County Energize these next few weeks here on KDLM. We've got a special series starting today, every Tuesday, starting at 9 o'clock right here on Hodge Podge. And of course, one of the things we know about organizations is that they have to be funded somehow to do your work. And so can you tell us a little bit about how Becker County Energize is funded?
For sure. Like Ryan said, it was launched by Essentia Health, and so Essentia does provide staffing to lead and manage Becker County Energize, and that's part of our commitment to improving health in our communities. The projects through Becker County Energize are funded in multiple ways, and so as committees, we brainstorm ideas about where can we find grant funding, where can we fundraise, and how can we support those projects to be successful.
Okay, very good. And why is this important to Essentia Health? And maybe Ryan can field that.
Yeah, it really goes to our mission at Essentia Health, which is to make a healthy difference in people's lives. It also goes to our organization's aspirational aims. So we have 3 aspirational aims across Essentia, which is engaged and inspired people, 0 preventable harm, and then most importantly for this work is to achieve health and vitality within our communities. As I mentioned before, the community health needs assessment that was performed really identified those needs in our communities as being mental health concerns, substance abuse, and access to child care, all of which Becker County Energize helps to try to find interventions or solutions to those issues in our communities.
All right, very good. And also, I wanted Karen to talk a little bit about, and maybe even Ryan, if you want, what personally drives you to be involved. I mean, this is a huge undertaking, and you not only need the support from the community, from a hospital, from the organization itself, but there's got to be a little personal drive. So what drives you? Yeah,
it's a long story, so I'm going to make it short. But growing up, I had a wonderful childhood, but in high school, I became pregnant at 16 years old. And due to that, life has been very interesting. I've lived in poverty most of my life up until the last few years. And so I know exactly what it's like to be stressed out and to suffer with depression and struggle with finances and being a single parent and feel stuck. And like you don't have options to access resources that could make you feel better sometimes. So I went back to college as an adult later on to learn how to change communities, because I truly believe that we can and we should create better places to live, work, and play for all people. So leading the work is really rewarding to me because I can directly see how other people are being impacted and how we truly are serving all people. And that we're willing to share our story without shame or fear and being able to step up and just make a difference.
Very interesting. So we're talking about Becker County Energize and the work in the community and kind of the development of the organization and carrying it into the communities. Now, how have you seen this work impact the community thus far?
Sure. It's a great question. So I was just looking online this morning, actually, because I knew that all the counties in Minnesota and across the nation are ranked for health outcomes. And so there's 87 counties, and the newest 2019 health outcomes were updated. And so in 2017, we ranked 73 out of 87 counties. As of this morning, in 2020, we ranked 61. And so that takes a lot of purpose and intention to be able to move that much up the ladder. And so we're seeing overall health outcomes improve. And then there's a number of specific examples that I can share as well. Just in the past 3 years, we've provided mental health education to over 2,000 people across the community. We have included in that is we've supported trauma-sensitive school training across our county. In Frazee, I described we've put significant effort to really focus on health disparities there and improve avenues. Our volunteer base, that's really how we get things done, is just by people being able to come together and create solutions. And we've grown that over 36% in 3 years and continue to expand partnerships beyond our community. In fact, some of our major work right now is a partnership with 5 other counties that started with the work that we were doing here through Becker County Energize. We've been able to leverage over $1 million to support local projects just in the past year. And we've seen individuals benefit. Most recently, with COVID, childcare access is one of our priorities, and we were understanding that from childcare providers that they were not able to access key supplies, such as certain food items that were required, cleaning products specifically. So we created a donation drive, and we distributed 27 boxes of supplies all over the county, and included 18 volunteers who came together to distribute those. It was done in an hour, and it was wonderful.
All right, Karen Pfeiffer and also Ryan Hill are on the line with me this morning and talking about Becker County Energize, and we've got about 30 seconds here to wrap up this morning, but we are going to have a weekly series continuing through August with Becker County Energize, learning more about the things they do. And of course, you know, the one thing about, you know, great leadership and a great organization is that you're able to adapt to things such as COVID-19 and really kind of be a lot flexible with some of the projects you've mentioned that have been maybe put on hold on the back burner, but to really step up in the community and take charge. That's great to see. But how can the community learn more and get involved?
Yeah, so I'll keep the answer short. Because of COVID, we've had to adapt. So the best way to follow along to get involved is to follow our Facebook. It's Becker County Energize. You can look it up, and we share information on there. And go to our website, beckercountyenergize.com, and there is a sign up for newsletter. You can reach out and contact me directly through the website, and we can plug you into one of the different groups and let you know when the next meetings are, which, like I said, are adapted now because of COVID. So those are the best ways to get in contact and get involved. And if you can't join our meetings, find a group that's doing something that you care about, whether it's through Becker County Energize or somewhere else. Just get involved.
All right. And of course, tune in every Tuesday at 9 o'clock here on KDLM to learn more about the things you're working on in our communities. And I want to thank Karen Pfeiffer and also Ryan Hill from Essentia and Becker County Energize. Thank you so much for opening us up to this new series, and we will talk to you again in the very near future, next Tuesday at 9 o'clock.